Gamers around the world were met with frustration this past weekend. The culprit? A massive PlayStation Network outage. For nearly 20 hours, the digital playground went dark. Millions were unable to connect, play games, or access online services. The outage served as a stark reminder of our reliance on digital platforms. It also exposed a glaring lack of communication from gaming giant Sony. The outage began on Friday night, sending ripples of confusion and anger across social media. Players who had eagerly anticipated a weekend of gaming found themselves locked out. Initial reports were scattered. Was it a localized issue or something bigger? As minutes turned to hours, the reality became clear. This was a widespread outage with no end in sight. For many, the outage wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a missed opportunity. The timing couldn't have been worse. The highly anticipated beta for Monster Hunter Wilds had just launched. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was offering a double XP weekend. These events, meant to be highlights for the gaming community, were overshadowed by the server issues. The frustration was palpable. The outage underscored a growing concern in the gaming world. As we move towards a future dominated by online gaming, the stability of these networks becomes paramount. The PlayStation Network outage served as a wake-up call, not just for Sony, but for the entire gaming industry. The problems began on Friday evening. Around 6 p.m. EST, reports of connection issues began surfacing. Players reported being unable to log in. Others experienced sudden disconnections from games. At first, it seemed like a minor hiccup. These things happen, right? As the evening progressed, the situation worsened. Social media platforms, particularly Twitter, became flooded with complaints. #PlayStation Network Down was trending worldwide. Gamers shared their frustration, their confusion, and their memes. Still, there was no official word from PlayStation. The silence was deafening. Hours ticked by, and the outage stretched late into the night. The official PlayStation Support Twitter account remained eerily quiet. The lack of communication only amplified the frustration. Gamers were left in the dark, unsure of what was happening or when they could expect a resolution. Finally, around 8:46 p.m. EST, PlayStation broke their silence. A brief message on Twitter acknowledged the issues. It offered no explanation, no timeline for a fix, and no apology. The message, rather than calming the storm, seemed to further inflame the situation. Gamers demanded answers. Silence. It's the one thing you don't want from a company when their service goes down. Yet, that's exactly what PlayStation offered in the face of this massive outage. Hours went by without any official updates, leaving gamers to speculate and vent their frustrations. This lack of communication was, for many, more frustrating than the outage itself. In today's hyper-connected world, we expect transparency. We want to know what's going on, even if it's bad news. The silence from PlayStation was particularly jarring given their history. In 2011, the PlayStation Network suffered a devastating outage that lasted 23 days. It was a PR nightmare. Sony vowed to learn from that experience, promising better communication in the future. Yet here we were again, facing a similar situation with a similar lack of transparency. The lack of communication had a real impact on the gaming community. Rumors and speculation ran rampant. Was it a hack? A DDoS attack? A simple technical glitch? Without any information from PlayStation, it was impossible to know. This uncertainty only fueled the frustration and anger. Section 4: Lost Connections and Missed Opportunities. The PlayStation Network outage wasn't just about lost gaming time. It was about lost connections and missed opportunities. For many, online gaming is more than just a hobby. It's a social activity, a way to connect with friends and family. The outage severed these connections, leaving many feeling isolated and frustrated. The timing of the outage was particularly unfortunate. As mentioned earlier, several major gaming events were taking place. The Monster Hunter Wilds beta was supposed to be a weekend-long celebration. Instead, it became a source of frustration for many who were unable to participate. The outage also highlighted our dependence on online services. Many modern games require a constant internet connection, even for single-player modes. This reliance on online connectivity can be frustrating, especially when those services fail. The outage served as a reminder that the digital world, for all its conveniences, is still vulnerable. It's a reminder that we should cherish those moments of connection, both online and offline. Section 5. Seeking answers in the dark. 20 hours. That's how long the PlayStation Network remained largely offline. 20 hours of silence, speculation, and frustration. When the network finally flickered back to life, there was a sense of relief. but also a lingering sense of anger and confusion. What caused this massive outage? As of now, PlayStation has yet to provide a detailed explanation. Some speculate it was a DDoS attack, a deliberate attempt to overwhelm the network with traffic. Others believe it was a technical error, a glitch in the system. The lack of transparency is concerning. Without a clear understanding of what happened, it's difficult to have faith that it won't happen again. Gamers deserve answers. They deserve to know what went wrong and what steps PlayStation is taking to prevent future outages. This incident raises important questions about the security and stability of online gaming platforms. As we move towards a future where gaming is increasingly online, these platforms need to be robust and reliable. Section 6. Rebuilding Trust. After the outage, the road to rebuilding trust with the gaming community is long and challenging. PlayStation needs to take concrete steps to reassure its users. This includes not only improving the stability and security of the network but also being transparent about the measures being taken. Communication is key. PlayStation should regularly update its users on the progress being made and any potential issues that might arise. Offering compensation or special events can also help mend the relationship with the community. Trust is hard to earn and easy to lose, and PlayStation must work diligently to regain it. Section 7. The importance of communication. In times of crisis, clear and timely communication is crucial. During the outage, many gamers felt left in the dark, unsure of what was happening or when the network would be restored. This lack of information only added to their frustration. Moving forward, PlayStation should prioritize keeping its users informed. Whether it's through social media updates, emails, or notifications on the console itself, clear communication can make a significant difference. It helps manage expectations and shows that the company values its community. In the end, the PlayStation Network outage was a wake-up call. It highlighted the importance of robust online infrastructure and the need for transparent communication. By learning from this experience, PlayStation can strengthen its relationship with its users and build a more resilient gaming platform for the future.